There's no communication. I got to start still putting things together. PF and UPND differ on the change agenda. Democratic Party leader Harry KALABA questions celebrations on the KWACHA gain. CHAWAMA residents tossed the arrest of some people perpetuating violence in the area. In international news, Equatorial Guinea slams unilateral sanctions against Vice President. Hello, it's a lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news to present. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Top stories in the news tonight: PF and the UPND differ on the change agenda. Democratic Party leader Harry KALABA questions celebrations on the KWACHA gain. CHAWAMA residents tossed the arrest of some people perpetuating violence in the area. And in international news, Equatorial Guinea slams unilateral sanctions against Vice President. At the sports news, Zambian sprinter SIAME ready for the Olympics.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Hello once again, another news in detail. Human rights activists have called on the police and political players to uphold the rights of citizens before, during and after the August 12 general elections. Brian Wembia notes that as campaigns get tense, there is a need to ensure that people's rights to freedom of speech, association and assembly are respected. And Muiza Zulu has highlighted the necessity for political leaders to demonstrate how they will steer the human rights agenda in the country. Patrick Soko has more in this report.
Human rights are not granted by any state. This is because these universal rights are inherent to everyone, regardless of nationality, ethnic origin, color, religion, language, or any other status. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948, was the first legal document to set out the fundamental human rights to be universally protected. They range from the most fundamental, the right to life, to those that make life worth living, such as the right to food, education, work, health, and liberty. During the election, a lot of rights violations do take place, and Zambia is no exception. Human rights activists continue to remind politicians of the need to uphold people's rights.
The way of respecting those rights is by ensuring that in their manifestos and in what they are promising, they also talk about human rights and make promises that are in line with human rights. But also, apart from that, there's also the aspect of promoting and protecting human rights and human life, because we know that during a time like this, it's also tense, it's politically charged, and there are so many things that are happening, and politicians have got influence in telling the electorates or their followers on what they can do. So they need to look at people's lives and the rights, and allow other people to offer, if it's divergent views, or to assemble. There's freedom of assembly. All these human rights must be respected, and they must also be met in the campaign promises and manifestos as well.
Brian Wembia, who is also known as Biflo, urges leaders of various political parties to demonstrate their commitment to human rights. Muiza Zulu also shared her views.
As we head towards the elections, I think it's very important for politicians to uphold human rights, because human rights are one of the most important things in the world that, you know, keep the world going. And so things like the right to life needs to be respected, the right to health, you know, the right to education. And so if you know that this person has the right to life, you probably won't be encouraging political violence, because that can place a risk on the right to life of an individual. So I think all politicians in government, in opposition, need to take a human rights approach when it comes to, you know, their campaigns and their agendas, because without respect for human rights, we are headed for a catastrophe. So we all need to respect human rights.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Republican President Edgar Lungu has continued to reiterate his call for peace in the nation. The head of state has reminded Zambians that they are one family and must embrace each other. Speaking when he attended church service at United Church of Zambia UCZ in Iteji Sunday, the head of state says Zambians are one regardless of their tribe. President Lungu says if people are all one in Christ, then there is no need for politicians to divide them, adding that politicians come to serve people and not divide them. Patriotic Front presidential running mate Professor Nkandu Luo has charged that there is no wind of change as the people are resolved that they are voting once more for the Patriotic Front come August 12th. Professor Luo said this during the distribution of face masks in the Central Business District market of Chililawombwe District. And Professor Luo has slammed claims by the opposition that they are gaining popularity on the Copper Belt, saying it remains a PF stronghold. Meanwhile, the leader of the largest opposition political party in Zambia, the United Party for National Development, UPND's Hakainde Hichilema, has maintained that it is time for real change that Zambians have been waiting for. He states that once elected into office, he will ensure that he brings the required development that the Zambian people have been waiting for. He said this during the distribution of face masks in Solwezi on Sunday, the 25th of July, 2021. We have more in this report.
Only a few days remaining for the country to go toward the polls. On the ground, campaigns are tight as each political party is trying its best to win the heart of the people with each message they send. However, in as much as they think about campaigns, to them, the health of the majority Zambians come first, hence the reason why Patriotic Front Party presidential running mate Professor Nkandu Luo took time to distribute face masks to marketeers in the Central Business District in Chilawombwe under strict adherence to COVID-19 health guidelines. And Professor Luo says there's no wind of change, hence the Patriotic Front Party is returning office come August.
So for me personally, having traveled the whole country, I don't even know where the opposition is getting confidence from that they can win an election, because really there's no wind of change. And people are resolved that they are voting for the Patriotic Front. I've been overwhelmed how people are moving with their voters' cards and just waving them and saying we are ready to vote. Why not they bring the elections forward? So I don't see the opposition carrying the day. I see President
Meanwhile, the leader of the largest opposition political party for the United Party for National Development, Hakainde Hichilema, was also distributing face masks and hand sanitizers in Solwezi, Northwestern Province. During his arrival in the province, Mr. Hichilema was welcomed by many. And speaking shortly after he landed in the province, Mr. Hichilema says he will bring the real change once voted into office.
That Solwezi, that will invest. Your vote will deliver a university for you. Your vote will deliver the mining licenses for you. Your vote will deliver the food that you need to have in your home. This is what UPND is all about. And to do that, we need a change of government. The change will come from you. Voting for change. It's time for change. We need change. Ba PF mwane bakankarwa bayenga kimye kyabo kyabo.
Thank you.
That's the message.
Miriam Kemba reporting for Camnet TV News.
Democratic Party leader Harry KALABA has mocked the celebration over the gain of the kwacha in recent weeks. Speaking to the media when he addressed various issues affecting the country, Mr. KALABA states that the gain of the kwacha is caused by the instability in South Africa, and the less demand for the dollar has made the kwacha to gain. The opposition leader has also accused government officials of abusing government institutions for selfish gains. And Mr. KALABA has challenged the government to give an explanation on the vessel that was intercepted in international waters a couple of months ago while bearing the Zambian flag and containing illegal weapons. Miriam Kemba reports.
The Democratic Party has challenged the government to provide answers on the ownership of the vessel that was intercepted in international waters a couple of months while bearing the Zambian flag. The opposition party leader Harry KALABA says it is prudent that the government provide an explanation as the vessel that was intercepted contained illegal weapons in transit to Sudan. Speaking to the media when he addressed various issues affecting the country, Mr. KALABA accused the Zambian government of having breached the United Nations Security Council resolution.
I'll be failing in my duties, honestly, if this press briefing went without addressing the issue of a Zambian vessel that was intercepted in international waters a couple of months while bearing the Zambian flag. I mean, as a former foreign minister, this is an issue that is very close to my field. We have heard from those in government today that the Zambian flag-carrying vessel was operated by Russian nationals, besides being registered as a Zambian vessel. The DP is concerned to have learned that the vessel that was intercepted contained illegal weapons in transit to Sudan in breach of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2578 of 2021 and UN Security Council Resolutions 2292 of 2016. The DP would like to challenge government to provide explanations on the ownership of this vessel and how it secured the right to carry the Zambian flag. A breach of the United Nations Security Council resolution, from what I learned in Foreign Affairs and even as per the Vienna Convention, is a serious offense that may result in sanctions being imposed on the country.
Meanwhile, the opposition leader has also expressed concern on the use of traditional leaders to divide the country.
With the use of traditional leaders as instruments of tribal division rather than unifying factors. As traditional leaders, it is our expectation that they will foster unity and accommodate people from different parts of the country and from all tribal groupings. While others continue to sow seeds of division, the DP will continue to preach unity across all the 10 provinces of Zambia. It is for this reason that the DP affirms its position that our stronghold is not any section of our country, but all peace-loving Zambians across the 10 provinces of this great nation.
Mr. KALABA also mocks the celebration over the gain of the kwacha in recent weeks, adding that the gain of the kwacha is caused by the instability in South Africa and the less demand for the dollar has made the kwacha to gain. Miriam Kemba reporting for Camnet TV News.
Some independent parliamentary candidates aligned to the governing Patriotic Front have refused to comply with a directive by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, to bar them from campaigning for their preferred candidate. The candidates include Rashida Mulenga, JJ Banda Zindaba Soko, Munia Zulu and Warren Chisha Mwambazi. Speaking at a media briefing in Lusaka Sunday on behalf of independent candidates, Mr. Mwambazi says that they have resolved to mobilize votes for President Edgar Lungu ahead of the August 12 elections.
Several aspiring independent candidates have warned some unnamed political parties who want to use the Electoral Commission of Zambia as a way of getting into parliament to stop tarnishing the name of the president, but rather go on the ground and work. Disclosing to the media in a press briefing, the syndicate has stipulated that let the names appearing on the ballot papers play the game of politics fairly.
So we want to warn those people who wants to use ECZ to come to go to parliament. Let them just go on the ground and do the work. And if they were there for the people, let them point what they have done. Then start using ECZ to start destabilizing the votes of the president, Dr. Edgar Chagwalongo, because it's very clear. They have seen that they have lost the favor from the people. Now they want even the president to lose the way they are going to lose. It's very unfair. So we are warning them that this should be their last time to use ECZ.
In another development, independent candidate spokesperson Warren Mwambazi has added that the group does not agree with the guidance given by the Electoral Commission of Zambia on the conduct of independent candidates during this period of campaign.
From the Electoral Commission of Zambia and the nation at large, that we do not agree with the guidance given by the Commission on the conduct of independent candidates during this period of campaign. First and foremost, before our nominations, we did resign from our various political parties. I think that was a prerequisite before our nominations. So I just wanted to bring that to book.
Blessings Chakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
Financial analyst Mambo Hamaundu has charged that the appreciation of the kwacha recently is less likely to have a trickle-down and positive effect on the price of goods and services in the country. Speaking to Camnet TV News, Mr. Hamaundu says the only way that the country may see a reduction in the prices of goods and services is when the appreciation will be sustained over a long period of time. Mr. Hamaundu says the appreciation of the kwacha is not sustainable and has called for more investment in the production of goods and services in order to sustain the gains, attributing the appreciation of the kwacha against the US dollar to the increase in the supply of forex on the market.
Well, the main reason why the kwacha has appreciated is because of an improvement in the forex supply. And this is because of, one, the bond auction, and two, there could have been some business players who were offloading forex because of the forthcoming elections, because of the uncertainty that comes with the elections. You know, they don't know what will happen after elections, so they were hoping to crystallize the gains that they've made on the dollars that they were holding. And given that, it is highly unlikely that we will have a sustained appreciation of the kwacha against the dollar, because the factors that led to the kwacha appreciating are mere events, and once these events we've gone past them, like we have gone now, the next bond auction will be perhaps next month or the other month or in 3 months' time, and elections will be held on the 12th. It's highly unlikely that we could have a sustained appreciation of the kwacha, and therefore it follows that we might not see a reduction in prices of commodities, because many people are probably hoping that with the kwacha gaining strength, prices of commodities will drop. But this too is highly unlikely, unless we reach a level where the kwacha's appreciation is sustained for a protracted period of time.
Residents of Lusaka's CHAWAMA compound have expressed excitement at the arrest of over 30 thugs by the Drug Enforcement Commission DEC, suspected to have been terrorizing their community and surrounding areas in the past week. The residents say they were living in fear for their lives as the levels of crime within their community escalated to alarming levels. Details in the following report.
Following the arrest of over 30 thugs suspected to be part of a notorious gang that is alleged to have been terrorizing residents of CHAWAMA and surrounding areas by the Drug Enforcement Commission, the residents have expressed joy. The residents say they can now live in peace and harmony, as it was becoming a very dangerous place to live in.
Makamaka isakuti tilibena azimuna manyumba uti tili nawo tingala stigona tingomverera chabati kapena lero wazanchita ataki na vana nthawi zonse tingachabe timenyewa ninde also pa next road mulimaliro mnyamata anapayiwa group imozi na imozi amene mwana mung'ono kamnyamata cheka pa kana 16 17 years so kapa kuika wazaika pa mande chifukwa kuti nkani ya mandewe so ndiye mankadidwa metika kuno mchama stinkala bwino tinga ndisewoyo paso tinamvera bwino mailo pamene tinamvera deki babagwira babantu.
To tell you the truth, we had no peace in Chawama because of these two people. You know, they have organized a group of thugs that are also even been exposed to drugs. Just imagine, even they have got the guts to expose the drugs even to children as young as 13 years old. I'm telling you, we had no peace. We could not move after 18 because we were afraid of being attacked, being hacked. You know, they move with all sorts of, weapons.
Not too long ago, residents in the neighboring Misisi compound woke up to beatings from thugs who broke into their houses and went away with valuable goods and destroyed property, as well as hacking a number of them. Meanwhile, political activist Obert Namalongo has advised the ruling Patriotic Front PF and politicians to distance themselves from innocent Kalimanshi and his team, as it will allow the commission to do its job independently, fair and without fear.
With such evidence from the commission, we expected that no political interference will stop this matter, especially that it involves a child. PF and politicians should distance themselves from innocent Kalimanshi and his team, as it allows the commission to do its job independently.
The suspects are expected to appear in court on the 26th of July 2021, as they have been charged with possession of cannabis in various quantities and having dangerous weapons. According to the DEC, investigations are still underway in an attempt to directly link them to the thuggery that took place within the area. Among the arrested are PF self-proclaimed Commander Innocent Kalimanshi and Nathan Piri, and sadly, a 13-year-old boy who was found high on cannabis. Liseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We'll take our first commercial break. We'll be right back with more news.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Savenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Savenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
At Master Signs, our services range from outdoor, indoor signage such as billboards, banners, 3D light boxes, pylons and neon signs. We are located at plot number 397A, Makeni Road, Lusaka, at Oryx Filling Station. For more details, call us on +260 967 100 090 or +260 966 999 981, or better still, email us at infomastersign@gmail.com. Master Sign, We will make it shine.
Harry Mwanga Nkumbula International Airport, located just 15 kilometers from the Victoria Falls, is now one of the best and busiest airports that Zambia has. Vote for Edgar Chagwa Lungu and the PF that have brought you change.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Welcome back. We'll continue with the news. The Biomedical Union of Zambia and some civil servants have hailed government's move to provide a death swap for civil servants. Recently, Secretary to the Treasury Fredson Yamba said the debt swap exercise is cost neutral to government because it will not be an added cost to government business. Mr. Yamba said the exercise of debt swap is a way of payment of arrears owed to public workers in form of leave, travel benefits, salary arrears and fringe benefits. Union President Daniel Mwimbe is happy that the debt swap is a program where government pays the civil servants who owe to the banks only to the extent that the workers are owing government will provide some of the relief.
The Biomedical Union of Zambia led some civil servants in commending the government for implementing the debt swap program. A group of civil servants and their dependents from various parts of the country stormed the government complex in Lusaka to pass a vote of thanks to the head of state.
His Excellency the President has given some dignity to the workers. This thing has restored dignity to the workers, and it is indeed something that we should commend this government. They have really worked, and us as a trade union, our appeal is that we continue sitting with this working government, social dialoguing, and see how we can help the workers to restore that beauty and dignity that they deserve as workers, hard-working workers. So that was the reason why we came here, and you can see that a lot of people are happy. Even these that you see, they are dependents to the workers. They need to feed, they needed to eat. Now today our presidents are not separated like they used to be before.
According to the government, the exercise of a debt swap is a way of payment of arrears owed to public workers in form of leave, travel benefits, salary arrears, and other fringe benefits. However, some stakeholders have been labeling the debt swap as a political maneuver, but Mr. Mwimbe is happy that the program will provide some relief to civil servants.
And for us, it is one of the ways that can alleviate that burden, that can actually take away that burden. Even if today we award, government was to award, say, 100%, it wouldn't really mean a lot because we are already highly indebted. So what we needed to do was to look at the root cause. And the root cause was that debt that workers had. To take away that debt, and if you look at the document that we have signed, it has rules under that document, under whatever we are doing. There are a lot of rules, such as somebody not going back into the debt. We have now ahead of the 60% threshold that has been increased. That means workers will not be allowed to go beyond what they can pay.
The story of a debt swap is that of skepticism, but for others, it is that of excitement. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
Advocacy for Child Justice Executive Director Josephat Njovu has observed the urgent need to undertake structural adjustments to improve the justice system in the country. Mr. Njovu notes that the child justice system in the country is weak and must be addressed. The child rights activist says children do not have adequate legal representation, a situation he said undermines justice delivery. Speaking with Camnet News, Mr. Njovu points out that the Legal Aid Board is not operating efficiently, thereby undermining justice delivery for underprivileged citizens.
There's a lot of structural adjustments that we need to make in order to make sure that once the children come into the justice system, there is justice that is served, other than just failing to deliver what is expected because there's no, for example, prosecutors to prosecute or representation in the courts. For example, we as civil society, we have noted that in the justice system, for example, the Legal Aid Board has very few, labor, force that will actually represent children in court. So that compromises on the justice, because if the child has no legal representation, it means that even the case may actually be compromised. So we may not be so sure of the outcome of the case. That's the reason why then you have now issues to do with parents or guardians beginning to complain about whether or not the judgment that was passed was fair or not, probably because they didn't have representation from the experts or learned legal representation.
Some local artists have acknowledged that they have a huge role to play in combating the COVID-19 pandemic by using their influence to educate Zambians on the importance of adhering to COVID-19 guidelines. Mutale Monde, also known as Mr. Nguzu from Umpali, a local drummer, says it is important for artists to partner with the government in raising awareness on the pandemic. He was among other artists who distributed face masks and hand sanitizer packs to traders at Lusaka's city market. And Mlaza Kaira, who is also known as Makitu, commended government for the various support being rendered to traders during the COVID-19 pandemic. And musician Felix Piri has reminded traders to adhere to COVID-19 measures in order to safeguard their lives and those of their customers.
Political thing, it's a cross-cutting thing. So as artists, you can see Felix is here. We decided to say, let's put up something that we can give back to the community. So those that feel that they can still come on board, the volume is still open. There is a lot of affinity for these things because, there are a lot of people in our community who cannot even afford a face mask. Our young ladies in the community at times, they get troubled once that time comes due to lack of sanitary pads. So in a way we said, no, let's give back to society.
This is non-political. We have come together as a family. There are no functions whatsoever. So we want, if we can unite together as one, we can be able to fight this COVID. And we also want to appreciate the President for continuing emphasizing that we should also follow the regulations, also sanitizers, and also the masks. To those that can't manage to buy a mask because of these different times, we feel this is our contribution as artists.
Still on COVID-19, the country has in the last 24 hours recorded 544 new confirmed COVID-19 cases out of 4,318 tests done and 22 new COVID-19 related deaths. Disclosing this in a press statement, Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Malama, says the government has continued to put up measures to ramp up testing this week. Dr. Malama has also said with an aim of vaccinating over 8.3 million adults in Zambia, government will continue to make strides in this development. The country currently has 7,161 active cases, with 6,561 under community management and 600 admitted to COVID-19 isolation facilities. You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We take another break. We'll be back with more news.
On August 12th, we have a choice to make. Perhaps the most important choice in our country's history. One option is to stick with this government. and keep things how they are. But after 10 years, we all know what this will mean. More unemployment, more empty plates, more empty pockets. But yet, alternatively, we can embrace change. Change that will create jobs, reduce prices, and more importantly, put food on our tables. Change that will restore hope and move Zambia forward. Sometimes, politics can feel complicated, but this choice could not be clearer. Change for a better life, or 5 more years like the last 10. On August 12th, the choice is yours. The future of your family, the future of our country is in your hands.
Good day to you, dear esteemed customers. As Zamtel, we're glad to bring something of excitement to you, and it's a promotion we've dubbed Yatu, which simply means it's yours. And in this promotion, we're giving benefits that are tailored to you specifically as a customer, depending on the profile or the segment that you're sitting on as a customer. And in this promotion, we are saying you will get from as low as 13 benefits amounting to over 500%, and it's all for you so that you get more benefits. So to know more about Yatu, stay on.
Yatu is a promotion that offers Zamtel customers amazing benefits that are made just for you. Zamtel customers will get amazing benefits of over 500% bonus back the value that they used when they subscribe to a Yatu offer. Yatu benefits will be usable for Zamtel to Zamtel calls, Zamtel to Zamtel SMSs, and browsing on pay-as-you-go defined rates. For you to access the amazing Yatu offers, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 1 to purchase the offer that best suits you. Zamtel customers will have the ability to actually purchase the Yatu benefit more than once. So this means you can purchase the offer twice, you can purchase the offer 3 times, and the benefits will be accumulative at the end of the day. Yatu benefits will be able to be redeemed if you subscribe to the same offer within a 5-day period. So if you have unused benefits from the previous day and the expiry date comes, you can still subscribe to the same offer within 5 days and your benefits will be able to accumulate. How amazing is that? For you to check your Yatu benefit balance, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 2 and you'll be able to see your current balance.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back, and now we'll take a look at international news. In international news, Equatorial Guinea has demanded the lifting of unilateral and illegal sanctions imposed for corruption by the United Kingdom against the son of the president of this Central African country, in a statement released Saturday by the Equatorial Guinean authorities. Teodoran Obiang Mangue, Vice President of Equatorial Guinea and son of the president, was sanctioned on Thursday by London for the misappropriation of public funds and bribes that enabled him to finance a lavish lifestyle. Meanwhile, demonstrators across Brazil are calling for the impeachment of President Jair Bolsonaro. They are angry at his handling of the coronavirus pandemic, allegations of corruption and the economic crisis. There is growing dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the pandemic, which is now being investigated by Brazil's Senate. More in this roundup of Global News.
Equatorial Guinea on Saturday protested the sanctioning of its vice president and son of President Teodoro Obiang Nguema. Teodorin Obiang Mangue was sanctioned on Thursday by London for the misappropriation of public funds and bribes that enabled him to finance a lavish lifestyle. A statement by the country's foreign ministry slammed the sanctions as unilateral and illegal. They include an asset freeze and bans on entry to the UK. Mangue allegedly spent more than $500 million on luxury homes around the world, a private jet, cars and collectibles related to the singer Michael Jackson. He denies the accusations.
Calm after the chaos, but an all too familiar scene across India. It's hard for many to take in. Homes and lives destroyed. Household items are all that's left, a reminder of how relentless the annual monsoon rains have been this year. For Ankita, the pain of loss is just too much to bear.
I can't see anything here. My house, my people, my neighbors. I cannot find anyone.
Flooding and a landslide in this village in the state of Maharashtra have left people with nothing.
Yesterday we didn't have the material for cremation and it was raining heavily. We had nothing, so that's why we dug a pit and buried everyone together.
More than 100 people have been killed in just 2 days in Maharashtra. Many more are missing. There are power outages in several towns. The Indian military has already been able to help move nearly 85,000 people to safer areas.
We have evacuated many people because of increased water levels in nearby villages. They were brought into this rescue center.
But despite this, the pandemic is hampering the emergency response.
Government is also careful that relief camps should not become a COVID breeding ground. So government is trying to assure NOHIT, UNICEF and other development partners that all the COVID appropriate behaviors are being ensured. So government has already supplied sanitizers, masks in all those camps so that people can maintain those COVID appropriate behaviors.
The worst isn't over yet. Red alerts have been issued in Maharashtra for the next 24 hours. And further south, several states are also facing dangers, with rivers overflowing. Sara Khairat, Al Jazeera.
It's the fourth nationwide protest since May. Thousands taking to the streets in 22 Brazilian states. Indigenous leaders joining forces with left-wing parties, trade unions and social organizations, calling for President Jair Bolsonaro's impeachment. They say Brazilians must stand tall and break the silence. 74-year-old Akasui Tabajara Tapeba says staying at home in fear of the COVID-19 virus is no longer an option.
We're fighting for our lives. In order to do this, we must impeach the president, who has done nothing to protect us from the coronavirus, but also from hunger and environmental destruction.
There's growing dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the pandemic, which is now being investigated by Brazil's Senate. Bolsonaro was already being blamed for downplaying the danger of the coronavirus and delaying the vaccine rollout in a country with the world's second largest number of deaths by COVID-19. The The investigation took a turn when Congress started looking into accusations of corruption, with government officials negotiating overpriced vaccines.
People are now also protesting because they think that there is a risk to democracy. This poster here says, if the people are out on the streets in the midst of a pandemic, it's because the government is more dangerous than the virus.
Recent polls show that 6 out of every 10 Brazilians asked think Bolsonaro is incapable of leading the country, and that he would be defeated in next year's election by former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Bolsonaro responded by following former U.S. President Donald Trump's script.
I have already said that only God can remove me from the presidency.
Like the former U.S. president, Brazil's president has already started telling his followers that the opposition is going to rig the election and that he won't accept the results if there is fraud.
There is an important difference regarding the U.S. It's there in the U.S. the military did not get involved, and here they are involved. It's the first time since 1988 that military are clearly involved in politics. And they have turned the democracy issue into a public policy issue, and it is not. It's a constitutional issue, and the military have nothing to do with it. So I think there is an imminent threat to Brazilian democracy through this conjunction, this alliance between Bolsonaro and factions of the military.
The presidential election is still some way off, but on the streets of Brazil, tensions are rising. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
It's now time for sports news. And in sports news, Sydney SIAME, an athlete, has told Camnet Sport that he is ready and fit to participate in the ongoing Olympic Games taking place in Tokyo, Japan. Speaking in an interview, SIAME, a sprinter, says logistics have been put in place for him to travel and bring back medals for Zambia. He is optimistic that Zambia will be well represented. We have more in the following report.
The national 100 meters and 200 meters record holder was the first Zambian to qualify for the Tokyo 2020 Games, which are now ongoing, after he confirmed gold in the 200 meters at the All African Games in 2019. Camnet TV caught up with the athlete Sydney SIAME, who disclosed how prepared he is to participate in the ongoing Olympic tournaments. Sydney SIAME is recognized by the Association of National Olympic Committees as he was awarded Best Male Athlete of 2019 African Games courtesy of his 2035 run in Rabat.
Because I was struggling a little bit a few months ago, but now everything is okay. I'm all geared, and I'm looking forward for the start of the competition because it will be fantastic. The people that I'll be competing with, I know what they are capable of doing, and so it's gonna be a tough race for me, but I'll do what I can do to reach the finals.
He has urged young people to participate in sports activities.
At least they should find something to do. You know, sports is it's a good thing. It helps a lot. It opens up so many opportunities in future. You can be somebody through sports, and at least you learn a lot of things, and how to interact, how to respect each other, and how to behave. You know, it's a good thing. You don't have to involve yourselves in bad vices.
Amongst those that have traveled to Tokyo is Rhoda, also an athlete. She has narrated to this reporter how ready she is and has also given out her expectations.
Looking at the preparations how I've been preparing, I feel I'm so ready and excited to go to Tokyo and perform my level best. Yeah.
Blessings Shakwila, Camnet News, Lusaka.
That sporting story brings us to the end of the news, but we'll take a look at the top stories once again. PF and UPND differ on the change agenda. Democratic Party leader Harry KALABA questions celebrations on the KWACHA gain. CHAWAMA residents toast to the arrest of some people perpetuating violence in the area. And in international news, Equatorial Guinea slams unilateral sanctions against their vice president. And in sports, Zambian sprinter Sydney SIAME ready for the Olympics. The Camnet World verse of the day is coming from the book of Psalms 100, verse 2 to 3, and it reads, "Serve the Lord with gladness, come before him with joyful songs. Acknowledge that Yahweh is God. He made us and we are his people, the sheep of his pasture." Thanks for watching. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Bye-bye.